Well, good day, everybody. Glad you could join me today. All right. So this video is going to be about the power pole micro anchor system. All right. So there's some snags for me, anyways, and I'll show you that. But for now, what I'll do is I'll bring you in a little closer, and we'll take a close look at this unit here. All right, I just picked it up, and it's great for shallow water fishing up to 8 feet. Well, the pole is 8 feet, so you're good for about, let's say, 6 feet of water, right? Because by the time it goes to the bottom here, you probably got about 24 inches before it hits the surface of the water. So anyways, we'll open the box, take a look at it, take a look at the mounting plate and everything, and then we got to come up with a game plan to mount it to this baby here. All right, so I'm going to take you off the tripod. We'll open this up and we'll take a closer look at it. Okay, it's got the registration for the warranty, quick start guide, and I guess the instructions to mount it. Very well packed. So that's the base plate. Okay. So that's the anchor motor itself. That's where the pole goes down. So it's going to be mounted in the back of the boat, comme ça. I guess on this plate. There you go. I'll have to look into the instructions. Either the plate gets mounted this way, and then, yeah, so that's how it goes. Because you can lift it up, take it off. So that's the micro anchor itself. The pole I have on the ground there, it's an 8-foot pole. Now, put this aside. What's in here? Oh yeah, what do we got? Two remote controls. This one here is on a lanyard to put around your neck. And this one here, I guess you could wire it somewhere on the side of your kayak. Not too sure what that is yet. Okay, that's probably the lock for the tilting. The complete wire harness. Okay, again, that's probably for the mount there. More than likely that is also. And these are going to be all the mountain tools and hardware to try and figure out how I'm going to bolt this to the kayak. That's the unboxing of the unit. I guess because of the way it's knurled here and there, most definitely sits in this way. Then you got one for the other side. Okay. the locking hardware. Okay, so it goes through here and here. And I guess this is the securing thumb nut. All right, so there we go. Wiring harness. Okay, your breaker, your fuse. Okay, the part you can fasten there, and this part here you can hook up to your battery. All right, self-explanatory, so that's all right. And that's it for parts. So what I'll do is I'll turn the camera and I'll show you the dilemma I have. So this is what I was telling you about, okay, right in here. I'm going to mount that towards the back here, but I don't have a fixed area that's factory with the 4 bolts with the brass inserts that I could just grab that, put it on here, put in all my nuts and bolts, and wire it in and call her a day. It just doesn't have that. So I'm going to have to find a way to mount that up. And I'm thinking, okay, anyways, okay, the fishing crate, fishing box, or whatever, sits here. And it comes to about here, 13 inches, 12 inches, 13 inches, and goes into this part here. So I got to build something using these mounting areas here, these 2 mounting areas. Okay, this is my drain plug for if I get water inside, I can undo it and dump out the water. So I can't eliminate this, and I really don't want to put it out, you know, on the side or anything like that. It's got its own location, and I'll keep it there. All right. So I'm going to build something across here and make it square, the front and the back, so it can bolt right on here. And I'm going to probably have to take these off, maybe go as far as here, take these out, and probably the handle, take that out, and use the brass inserts into here for my mounting block that I'm going to make. So what I'm going to do now is just take all these out and take a look at what I got. I'm going to put a plate in here, up to here, square it off. Let me take this out. Move it out. All right. Let's see how that's going to be. So that's center to center. Center to center. All right. So if I make a brace square this way, I'll have 3/8 of an inch clearance here from center to center, which is good. All right, let me take the fishing crate back off. Now, okay, I just want to see if you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Okay. So, the mounting bracket. It's got to mount like this. Pole, I could probably get away with that. Okay, from the center of the hole here to the back of the kayak, I have 3 inches. So that's a lot of clearance for the pole to go up and down. Okay, now when you use this anchor system, and this is secured to your kayak, when the pole goes down and makes contact with the bottom of the bed, depending on whether or not you got a rocky bottom, clay bottom, or if you got a muskeg bottom or whatever. Let's say you got a clay bottom and it goes to set itself, it will try to lift your kayak like this and then come back down and then find a good anchor and then stay there. So that means there's a little bit of torque that's on your plate and on your kayak itself. Okay, so if I go back here, if I go here, now back here, okay, what I got here? All right, 3.5 inches. Right from here to the center, 3.5 inches. She mounts flush right here at the bottom. Okay. You can hear the neighbor again. It's not even Saturday. There he goes. Okay. So, let's take that off. All right. So again, flush here. Okay, that's where it's going to mount. And I'll just have to make sure it's square. But for now, That's where it's going to mount. But I cannot just anchor this and start making holes through this here plastic. I got to utilize the brass inserts. So what I'm going to do is move this aside, everything's away. And I got a piece of paper here. It's thick bristle paper. And I'm going to go just past the second hardware. I may just use this one, but I'll measure past here about a good inch or so anyways. And the back is good. So let's say right here. All right, let's take that off. And tape it there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take a pencil and trace right around both sides. Okay? And I'll bring you right back. Okay. So I went underneath on the outside and kind of followed the contour of this slope here. And same as the other side. And I put my arm inside and tried to do my best to follow the contour in there. So let's take the tape off and see what we got. Okay, this will be the top. So let's see what we have. Not too bad, I guess. So there's the drawing. Kind of what I got. So now I'll just put it up here. Okay, so that's there. So that's one hole there. One hole there. So there you go. So I did the brass fittings. And I will utilize these ones right here. Even though my box, my fishing crate goes to here, I'll have a tail up here, I'll come flat across here. It'll be contoured around here, and then right here I'll come out square. That way, I can get the bolts from underneath here And because it's concaved here, I can actually put nuts and bolts, and I don't have to worry about any wear here. So what am I going to do? Well, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to use 3/8. This is 3/8 of an inch thick. Okay, that's what I'm using. Three-eighths of an inch thick. It should be close. That if I come out, like I said, probably an inch. I'll come out an inch. I can put 2 bolts in there for an inch. And my bolt hole is here and here, so I'll be able to easily contour it in, cut it round here, cut it in, cut out the outside, same here, the outside, cut her in. But right here is where this is going to be mounted, so I do have enough room to put a nut and bolt here, and it won't interfere with nothing. And like I said, nut and bolt here, bolt it all together, that when I do drill my holes to where I want to mount this down, this will already be attached. These 2 bolts will already be attached to here, and same with these 2. So that's my plan. And by doing that and utilizing the second insert, when this torques, because this is 3/8, it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supports, 3 on each side. So that should be good. That should be good. So it's going to come around here, come across here, and around here. And I'll trace this out. That way I can, in the plastic itself, I'll cut this exactly the same way, so I'll still have access to my drain plug while this is on. All right. That is my plan. Okay, there's my pattern. All right. So I upgraded the stencil. And I also got it to fit on that marine grade board, which is 3/8. And it just fit. I got lucky. Very lucky. Because that board there is 24 inches by 27 inches. And I thought it was more than enough. But that's what it looks like now. And that's the way it's going to mount. So I added the half moon part, like I said I was going to do, because right in front there is going to be the crate, the fishing crate. Hopefully I still have 3/8 clearance. If not, I can just trim that off. But I also added this part here, just so that when I bolt that and I put all the hardware underneath, I could probably cut out a couple of strips of the 3/8, put it underneath, create thickness so that it'll reduce the flexing. So that's what I've got done so far. It's all traced out. So before I cut it, I will take that back to the kayak, make sure it fits very well, and if it does, then I can come back out here and cut it out with a jigsaw. So after that's done, I'll bring you right back. Okay, so the stencil looks good. I'm happy with that, but I'll show you something. I like that I did the overhang. I still got my 3/8 gap, and it's still tight. So that's good there. Now, if you look underneath, okay, roughly from here to about here, that if I put my hand down, okay, that's good here. But you can see there's the contour of the boat has to be like folded down. See what I mean? Has to come down. So I'm going to probably play around with my heat gun and see if I can form that without wrecking it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And same with the other side. Same idea. And then fold it down. But I knew I was going to encounter that, so I was prepared. But I do like the way this turned out. So there you go. It's going to house the power pole nicely. It's going to at least come out to about, probably about here, which is about 4 inches away from the boat, so that's good. Again, the 2 bolts there will go into where the grab handle once was, and the other 2 bolts here will come through here. So I'm happy with that. I think it turned out okay. So now, time to go and cut out the plastic. So I completed the cutout, and that's the way it looks with the template on top of it. Now, if I remove the template, there you go. That is going to be my plate, so I could put the micro power pole right on there. That turned out pretty good. So all I got left to do is all the holes in the proper places, bolt her up, and we'll see what it looks like. This project complete. I think it turned out pretty good. Now, I just before I show you the complete job, I just want to touch bases on something. All right? Couple of things. When you're doing a project, I suggest something like this to first draw it out, draw what you're thinking, and get some paper make a diagram, get some cardboard or whatever to make a jig, cut it out, do whatever project you got to do to make sure it fits, because you're going to change your mind as you go, okay? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, so you got to go back to the drawing board. But I strongly suggest that you do everything in cardboard or paper first. That way, when you take a good look at it and you say, you know what, that's going to work. I like that. Then do your project, cut your material that you need. That way there's no mistakes and you're going to be happy with the finished product. All right. Another thing, getting information from people. Lots of positive, right? You can get a lot of positive feedback, but sometimes you get some negative feedback. Well, yeah, I'll say negative feedback, because I was told that there is no way I can mount this system on the stern of this kayak because of the design of it, the way it was round, and there was no mounting plates or no nothing, right? And last year I said, you know what, I wanted this power pole anchor system, but after talking to some people I decided against it. I said, you know what, it's not going to work. I don't have the proper stern for this. And then I started to sketch. I took a couple photos of the stern of the boat, printed it off, and just started sketching on paper. Then this week, I decided I'm going to give that a go. I went and got some bristleboard thick paper, put it on the back here, played with it, got it to work, made a nice stencil, and then I applied it. It looked good, so I cut it out. I mounted it. It's solid. This is solid now, okay? And it's exactly what I envisioned when I was hand sketching everything out. Don't just jump into a project, start cutting and start doing stuff like this, because you might not be too happy with the outcome, okay? So I'm going to take you off the stand and we'll take another look at it, okay? So this is my power pole, okay? It's 8 feet long, like I said. So from here to the ground, a little over 3.5 feet. And I only have 12-foot ceilings, so there's no way I could put the pole seated in the anchor. I'll have to show you that another day. All right. When I do the haul, that's going to be my next project. When I do the haul and it's on my floor, I'll just throw that in there so you guys can see it. But anyways, I'm going to bring you in a little closer and show you what I done. Okay, there it is. Complete job. I ended up putting this here. That way when my fishing crate is up tight, I could put a power pole here. I could put a light stand here or whatever. I can utilize this like you wouldn't believe. And you know what? Perfect space for it. Perfect space for it. Now the reason why I didn't put it closer to here is because my handle goes this way like this, right? So this here is where it had to go. But it turned out not too bad. The drain hole turned out pretty good. I could still access it. No problem. I had to go a little bit bigger with the hole for my big fat fingers. But it worked out pretty good. Everything's siliconed. Again, I put all my original hardware back on. But it turned out, man. It turned out. It's solid. It doesn't even flex. All right, let's go around. I ended up putting an extension on right here, like coming out almost 2 inches, and then bolting it on the bottom. But I'm happy with the build. And you know what? It's clean. Looks clean. Looks very, very clean. And another thing, I found out what this is and what it's for. I'll show you. So right here is your release handle. Okay, right now it's locked into place. And to release it, you pull her this way, and now she's loose. Okay? And now she's locked in place. So this part of the mechanism, there's a keeper and a ball. Okay, the ball is easily removed from the keeper. The keeper has a hole in it, so you can attach it to the side of your kayak. Anywhere's up here, that side, whatever. And this here just comes in and out. All right. Oh, a little tougher with one hand. Okay. The other end of the string, you tie it to here. Then you come through an eye, come through here, in through here or something. And I got it rigged up so it's going to go into here, and it's going to mount right here. Somewhere's in there. All right. So if for any reason that my power pole goes down and gets jammed up or loses power or battery die or whatever the reason is, and now you're stuck because that pole is in the down position and you can't go nowheres. You take this, you pull the rope, it opens this, and it frees your pole. And you can stow it away. There you go. Now you can get unstuck or put your pole away or whatever, and then continue to shore or continue fishing. So that's what that's for. So anyways, thank you very much there, guys, for dropping by. I hope you liked this project, and just remember, just because someone says no, you can't do it, I believe if you take your time and you can do it. You can figure it out. So take care, guys. Bye now.